Hello, welcome to my workshop. Today I would like to show you how to make this knockdown stool. First thing to do is to create boards of sufficient width. I'm aiming for 230 mm or 9 inches. Scraps are used for this project, so some of my boards are made of 2 and some of 3 pieces. I use double-sided tape to keep boards temporarily together for drilling. I decided to use dowels because they make joints stronger and help flush boards. After a few hours of clamping time, I planed all the pieces off camera with the thickness planer. I can start shaping the pieces. Legs go first. I'm setting the blade on my table saw to stand 6 cm high. I am cutting 19 mm wide gap on the top of the legs using miter gauge with a stop block and a clamp for safety and precision. I established edges of the gap and then removed material in between those edges with a chisel off camera. To shape bottom of legs I used bandsaw. I needed 2 identical pieces for legs. The most complicated part is the bracket. First I'm cutting wide notch for the seat in the upper part. Again, I established edges, then removed some material towards the center. The rest will be removed on the table saw as I will be raising spinning blade through it. For that operation, riving knife has to be removed. I'm lining up the center of the gap with the center of the blade. I planned to hold the stock with my push block, but then I decided to add a clamp on the fence to prevent my board from moving backwards. Once that clamp was in place, I thought, I'd add more for safety. It's most likely overkill, but I didn't want any accidents. Better be safe than sorry. It all worked well, and I just needed a minute with a chisel to have that part of a project finished. Next step was to cut notches for the legs. I set the depth of my cut and then tilted blade 5 degrees because that's the angle for the legs. I carefully set the stop block on my miter gauge and begin to make cuts. This time I removed all the material on the table saw, although chisel would most likely be faster for this job. Since blade was already tilted, it was a perfect moment to go back to the legs and cut the very top and bottom of them, which I've done off camera. You can see the slight angle on the legs and how they will be positioned. The last part is the seat. I already showed how to cut notches, so now I will just show you how I cut the corners for the better look. I used the miter gauge set for 45 degrees and the stop block again. Then I brought all the pieces to the router table to give them small chamfer. I used regular and skewed chisels to make chamfer where router bit could not get. These are all the parts, shaped and sanded, ready for assembly. If you get all the joints tight, you won't need any fasteners or glue. Friction will keep all the parts together. Hope you enjoyed this little project as much as I did. Thank you for watching and please subscribe.